What's happening, guys? Fallen from OTB here, coming in with a war video today. Going to show the last couple recent wars that we've had and see if we can jump right into it here right away. Root Riders, still as popular as ever. So we have some cool attacks here. This is kind of a nice... I love the Equinox attacks because he likes to start with a Warden Walk or a Queen, and then he will eventually do the recall spell. This one, no recall is involved. However, we've zap quaked the area, and we're starting with that nice Warden Walk here. So this is kind of a tasty start. Somehow we're going to get these E-Titans involved, and if you take a look at the troops used, this is kind of inspiring because there really isn't much different types of troops that are being used. This is a very standard, very straightforward, and I like that. That seems to be working okay. We almost got that cannon there at the bottom. Warden's still picking off a couple of these defenses. I believe our goal here is at least to push things into the side, so we have a very clear pathing, starting with that, with the flinger there, or the scatter shot, I should say. So here we go. Attack is going in under that rage. Smart to use that rage. I do like to see that. We're getting that Root Rider up there to help clear the pathing. We don't have to worry about any types of wall breakers or anything like that getting in there. Are we going to get that Inferno down? Yes, that does go down. Everything pushing forward very nice and healthy. We did use the Warden ability here right now, and we are stuck on those ice golems, which love to cause problems. However, everything got forward. I love the loons to back up. First of all, laying down some damage, which is really nice and important, but they kind of clear the way so those healers can stay healthy. We have that jump for the back end of the base, which is a really good practice to make sure you hang on to that jump for when you need it and that you're not using it too early. If anything, Root Riders are going to be used for that very reason. When and if that day comes when they get a little bit nerfed or something happens to it. Queen was able to pick off the Town Hall. Flinger's working its way up the bottom. That would have also handled some things down there as well. And we're going to get that single target Inferno out of the way while everything pops here and is moving forward. Oh, and we're just banging away on the outside of the walls right now. The base is wrecked. We have a freeze in hand and looking good. Equinox coming in to slay number 2. Punching above his weight and making it happen. That's your kind of base, E. Nice work, Mr. Warlock, number 4. The man of many angles. Oh, this is a really cool attack. So this is why I picked this attack. So we start out with a little Warden Walk. We get a little bit of work done. And I want you to watch what happens. So these different variations of attacks, this is so cool to watch. So we see that he has been kind of deploying the Queen nowadays with the Warden. So they do end up walking together. Queen kind of assumes her path. So here we have all these troops dropping down. We're using the blimp to kill the Town Hall. So just take a look at how all those healers will then lock onto all the regular troops. We get that blimp launched out. And just about right when we need it, right when we're hitting a lot of damage right there, eagles and things like that, single target Inferno, we are able to use that ability. We're going to go over there and knock down that Town Hall eventually. And those troops were able to stay healthy through all that damage on the back side of the base right there. So, and this is actually a blimp bomb, so we're going to make sure we take care of all of that stuff. Look at that. We're taking down the heavy defenses and the Town Hall. Troops don't even have to worry about that. The healers are getting a little bit roasted, but things are pushing forward very nicely. Slowly but surely. We're using that last invis on some of those nice troops. We want to make sure we keep them healthy, like the healers. And the Apprentice Warden we want to make sure is healthy as well. And he's very, very low right now. So we're moving forward. King Pop's ability. We're going to be able to bust through that wall here very quickly, take out the enemy Queen. And we get into that last little quadrant of the base. Things are looking good. Baby drag right there on the back end. And we really just have a straight shot. Hero abilities are still active. We're killing some of those back end. So he hangs onto the loons for later, which is good because it's kind of one of those things where you can choose to use them early if you want to, or just kind of proceed to fill them in on the back half of the base, which is great because it's doing some extra damage. Laying down some damage on things like those super cannons are just so scary. They're going to cause your heroes to have to use their abilities, that's for sure. Got our last super cannon on the other side as the trail of bombs are led there for the Royal Champ. Everything going down, nice and easy looking. And this base is dead. Very nice. Warlock does it again. Number 6, we have Scorpion. We're just kind of going down the list here, guys. So very common base. You see this all over the place. You know, I can't tell you what's the best thing to use for these bases because it's not my strong suit by all means. So we have a very scary moment right there with those super archers, and they are able to push in, and they are going to be able to kill all these huge defenses. We have one invis left to take down a couple things there. Fortunately, we should be able to... oh, actually, I think the monolith was not killed effectively here. So we, of course, want to try and take down the monolith, but things happen, things come up, and obviously there's just sometimes nothing you can do about it. So that's done. We have things pushed in through the bottom right here, which is good. Those multi-archers, I'm yet to be very impressed by them. At least when you're sending tanky troops, they really don't matter at all. But we do have healer support backing everything up, which I think is a really good thing to kind of offset the fact that we're not going to be using the heal ability with Warden. So keeping things raged up, they're going to do more damage. It's going to be a lot more acting like hogs, I think, moving up. So that rage definitely makes a difference. We got a little bit of an issue there in the middle we're going to have to deal with. Hanging on to Royal Champ still, figuring out where to deploy. The core does go down. We got the monolith. We're maybe going to lose a couple things here, but scatter goes down nice and easy. And very smart idea, putting that Royal Champ there to kind of clear out the back of things. Eventually we're going to run into some issues here, but as things are moving forward, we're going to get a great use out of the Royal Champ here, at least until we get to those cannons. Once again, those cannons just do so many bad things. Queen using the ice arrow, which is fine. We still haven't really decided if we like that or hate it. I think that's just kind of the general consensus of the community. We want to like it, but at the same time we want to hate it, and we want to blame it for its shortcomings. So we'll never know the truth about the ice arrow. So everything is dead right here, pushed around the outside. It's kind of a leisurely video, guys. I'm just it's Friday. I'm extremely tired. Work is long and arduous, so we're gonna try and have a little bit of fun here. Number 7, we just kind of went everyone in a row here, it seems like. Didn't get the opportunity to look at all the bottom attacks, though I feel like that deserves its own place here. We got the Zap Quake coming in, taking care of those heavy defenses there in the middle, and we are spamming away. T is, he's the first guy that I saw spam into town on these style of attacks with the Root Riders, and look at how many troops there are. Things are just massively charging forward. We have a lot of heavy defenses there in the middle. We got poisons, things like that do make things a little bit scary. But here we're putting our faith in the fact that those troops are going to end up coming around the base. If they don't end up getting the kill on the town hall with the the log roller, we will end up getting it later, and I actually think it ends up getting down to extremely low HP. However, things are able to clean it up after. That king in there didn't help, that's for sure. But look at the control of this, even just as a spam strat, very straight up. All hero abilities are able and up, and the rest of those troops are just walking around nice and leisurely, taking care of little bits at a time of the base, but they are moving together, and that's really nice. So there isn't one thing that's being picked off, that's not able to be responded. They're all contributing to tanking those main defenses and just systematically killing those defenses one at a time. So that's looking great. We're at the point where we're going to start using some hero abilities, most likely here. RC just might end up being first. And as all funny things, King will probably end up being last here. So everything really got dealt with and handled right here. There's no real threat of, that the attack isn't going to work or anything like that. Where's the queen? Oh, around the outside. So yeah, we've just got, everything has just kind of come to this moment where those heroes are going to finish things nice and strong here as we speed it up ever so slowly. Slowly speed it up, if that makes sense. And that base is dead. That's a pretty common base you see as well. We have one more. I think it's Neo. Indeed it is. There's something about this attack. Oh, I wanted to show because this is a very common base that we see. You know, everything is very centralized, so there's a couple questions here. First of all, you see the invis towers in core, and the potential of disaster really is in there. Probably some bombs and some things like that are here and there in between. So we're starting out, take a look at this too. This is a queen walk to start with. We're launching that blimp in there, and we're going to be able to kill the core here once things are, or at least a portion of the core. Once those invis wear off here, now we can start focusing on the town hall with a few freezes left even. So this is a few invis left. Now we're just sending the big boys in, and those root riders are going to just slowly go around the ring of the base. And I think the best advice you can do here is cut off your pathing around the outside to make sure that they stay kind of centralized and in the core. You don't want them walking around too far. And then just slowly but surely you'll get them in there. If you have any headhunters, now is the time. We have one in there right now, just slowing some things down for a second. That's fine. Then the heroes catch up and they can deal with everything. And the root riders are really, this is an attack where they kind of clear out early. I think that monolith had a lot to do with it, and that scatter shot from the side right there. So essentially you're kind of running out of troops, but you have your heroes are healthy with their abilities active, and just not enough defenses on the board to be able to take care of everything. So you're just going to be able to overpower this base, and that's, you know, your goal is get that king out in front rushing. He's going to use his ability here soon, and then your other heroes are going to kind of follow up and just kind of do like support damage along the side of where the king is trying to get in there. There we go. So we're not taking calls right now. Sorry, this is business hours. And this base is dead as well. All gone. Alright, so we got that down. That's in. Queen still hangs on to her ability. That's how you kill the core, those core bases. Sending root riders to the core is a death sentence, but if you can do it with a little bit more support, you're looking a little bit better. So that's lovely. And let's go to the most recent war here. We have a few more to show. We have 4, in fact, to show. Starting at number 4. T. So this was an awesome war. You guys remember that? So it's cool. We had a couple. Oh, I think it was the one before, actually. That was the one where the enemy was talking a bunch of shit to us, and we ended up winning that at the end. They thought they had us. I don't know why, but so here you see these bases a lot that are really trying to stop you from hitting that flat, you know, the flat side of things. And if you do decide to, they want to make it hurt. So they put all of these things under the Rage Tower. That is a lot of damage going out. I mean, that is some of the most damage you can possibly get from a TH16 at this level here. However, we were able to use that ability. We got things going through and things are being healed up, but now they still have to make it through 70% of the base. So you gotta kind of ask those questions about when is the best time to use your ability, and I'm pretty sure we used it at the best time. That Rage Tower with all those defenses were just absolutely scary, very intimidating to have to deal with, and I'm glad we don't have to deal with those. So we got plenty of troops in the core. Granted, they are going to kind of be whittled away here very soon. However, we have troops going around the outside as well. That Root Rider is going to get the pick off on the scatter shot at the top there, and shortly after onto whether or not it ends up getting that multi mortar. Oh yeah, it's got, there it goes. Okay, and then we get into that last section of the base right there. The heroes are going to do it. All hero abilities active with a freeze. I couldn't think of a better situation to be in right there. Once again, the heroes are just they're taking over. They're taking the cake and making these triples much easier when heroes are healthy, you know, throughout the duration of the attack. So Very, very strong. King used ability at the end right there, too. This is going well. What did I do? We have a couple more. Number 9. Going down to Shu. Okay, another core base here. We definitely took this on purpose, so we're spamming the things in. We're just sending them. We are hoping for the best, and we do have the blimp. So the blimp, keep in mind when you're sending a blimp to a core that looks like that, it's pretty scary. Couple things are going to happen. You're probably not going to get a full value of killing the whole core, just because those defenses are very thick, and here really at the end of the day our goal is to take out this town hall, so we use that freeze to try and get maybe a couple extra buildings down. So Eagle, Town Hall, and if we are lucky enough to get the monolith, that would be great. I don't think that ends up happening. It does not, but that is okay. So it does kind of make you feel sad, because it's like you just got a couple of those defenses in the middle, and you do have to come back to it. That monolith is going to sit there sniping all day at you, and then those healing or the builder huts are just going to heal up. That's just what happens, unfortunately. So we're going to get the support, the Root Riders here to head toward the core, and hopefully they can kill things quick enough that the monolith doesn't take them out. But it is definitely thinning the horde there. Probably takes out 3 or 4 of them before finally going down. Maybe 3. So something to keep in mind, the more HP you have, the more that thing is hitting you harder and harder. So it's a little bit scary. But we have enough troops living here that we're going to be able to push everything up here. We have Diggy up there doing his job, and he's going to stun that single target Inferno, and life is going to get better immediately as we speed this up. This base is dead. Another good job here by Shu, doing all the fun things. Nice attack. 2 attacks to go, number 16. Okay. DP. Okay, we got us an interesting base here, but again, a centralized town hall base. Sometimes they can be hard, so I prefer showing those centralized town hall bases. Now this is kind of cool. This is kind of like an old strat, using the Yetis or something tanky, followed up by the Super Whiz. That's kind of fun. I do enjoy that attack. I miss the old Golem Super Whiz attack. That was always kind of fun. So we're pushing everything through here. We have those some poison to deal with, but we are moving forward. Things are getting pretty banged up here, but I mean, by the time he gets through this base, you're asking the question, like, what the heck happened to this base? Because things are just blowing up. Once we get in there, if you're looking at each side of the base, I mean, every side is succeeding twice as hard as the next. So I don't really know what you're going to be able to do to stop this force. Those things just keep pushing forward, whether it's around the outside, on either side, or up the core. I'm just decimating all of those defenses, and it never was a question. This base is 100% dead, and it happened quickly and easily. So RC there to pick up the rest of the trash. And we're speeding up because the base is dead. I just like the use of those super wizards with the with something tanky in the front is great, but then you get that witch support in there too. That's just kind of fun. And last but least, yours truly going on. I use this base. I hate this base, but I've been hitting it a few times recently, so I want to show how to beat it. Because I'm starting to see it more and more. And the thing about this is a lot of people they're sacrificing their troops up at the top, where my goal is to sacrifice heroes at the top and then have troops kind of run the duration of the base. So you'll see how this plays out, but like King ends up getting really banged up, like pretty hard. I did put those headhunters in just a little bit too early. That sucks, but that's fine. So we have the golem in there taking just a significant amount of damage, especially from the queen. So this is a very scary angle to go in at. King is going to end up getting so low we have to pop the ability way early, even after using a freeze. Do we use a second freeze? Maybe? I don't know, but King definitely takes some damage here. So It's not looking great, because Queen's going to have to use ability here too now. It's not looking great, I'm going to admit that. So we have to start this attack, because we got through the hard part. We got our heroes, you know, maintained. Heroes actually end up surviving, or the Queen does, at least. And then we get in all that other fun stuff right there, take out that Royal Champ. We want to make sure that Queen's going to be able to get those picks there, so things don't go too far toward the core. So we did help out with the Royal Champ. Now everything is moving forward. We're getting pretty low on a couple of those things thanks to that cannon. The cannons just decimate. I mean, everything that they do, they come in and they do so much damage. So they're going to move to the outside. It's a little bit awkward for a second, but kind of watch how they all end up eventually moving forward. Now we did a ninja move. Where did I do my ninja move? On the outside here, so we have the clan castle help. Here we got a few of those barbs coming in. We want to get rid of those, we really need to get those big fancy X-bows. That's what they're called. We need the X-bows out of there. So we went into support, take care of those X-bows just to eliminate any damage, get those troops moving forward as soon as possible. Here we go, Invis. It's an awkward moment. Troops are everywhere. We got lots of priorities all over the place. But look how many troops are alive still. It's not even a problem. RC still has the ability, which we're going to probably use that. Boom, done. So that base comes up quite often. It's okay to deal with Town Hall last. That's normal to feel that way, and that's okay. Your point is valid. I'm not going to show any attacks farther beyond this point, when I usually, you know, promise like, oh, we're done, and then I'm like, go and find a random attack for no reason. We're not going to do that. I'm tired. I think I'm going to take a nap. And now is that time. This is Fallen from ODB signing off.